group. Femina, published fortnightly, features articles on women achievers, relationships, beauty and fashion, travel, cuisine and health, and fitness. In recent years, it has extended its reach by launching its language editions, Femina Hindi, Femina Tamil, and Femina Bangla. It also publishes Femina Salon and Spa, a magazine targeted at beauty professionals across the country. Reliance Digital is India's leading electronics retailer, marking a pan-India presence across 200 cities through a network of 1,500 stores. Swearing by the core values of making technology affordable and accessible to all by focusing on key areas of ease of access, affordability, store ambience, and technology assistance by experts. Reliance Digital's strong competitive advantage is Rescue, Specialized Service Support Division, which is India's first and multi-product, multi-brand after-sales service available 365 days of the year, including Sundays. Ladies and gentlemen, members of the press, please join me in welcoming Femina's cover stars, sisters, Kangana and Rangoli, right here on stage. Please put your hands together. I would also like to invite Tanya Chaitanya, editor, Femina, to please join them. Members of the print media will get a lot of chances for photo opportunity, and as of now, I'd request Tanya Chaitanya to please say a few words this afternoon.
Welcome, members of the press. Femina Women's Day special issue is a special gift to myself. Very few people know that I have wanted to do this cover for a very, very long time. With Kangana, yes, who's graced our cover a few times over, but more so with Kangana and Rangoli. This is actually something very, very special for us because we know about Kangana's trials and tribulations, but Rangoli has not really come out and spoken to anyone in the way she did on our cover, in our cover issue. And both Kangana and Rangoli represent sisterhood in the sense that, you know, we have to stand by each other as women. And Women's Day special is the time to talk about it. So here's to sisterhood, here's to Women's Day. Happy Women's Day to everyone. And I will now ask Kangana and Rangoli to say a few words on Women's Day and what it means to them.
Hello everyone, and very, very happy Women's Day. First of all, I want to thank Tanya for allowing us this beautiful opportunity, and Sandeepan for making it happen. By the way, Rangoli didn't tell me for the longest time that they want to do a cover with us, and she canned it on her own. And when I got to know about it, I felt really overwhelmed, you know, because I feel Rangoli is a real hero and she should get her due. But we are not kind of people who go out there and, you know, seek acknowledgement for our struggle. And Rangoli's story is extremely sensitive. But I really appreciate people like Tanya and Sandeepan and, you know, everyone who see her heroism and see how she has fought. And I want this society to applaud and acknowledge people who are real heroes. And Rangoli is one such real hero. And I'm very proud to be her sister. And she has been my inspiration. She is a bit nervous. This is her first public appearance. So, I'll hand over the mic to her. She has her own mic. Yeah, she'll say a few words.
Hi to everyone, and happy Women's Day to everyone. I would like to thank Sandeepan and Tanya and of course Femina to make this cover happen. And I'm really nervous because I have always organized the interviews, but I don't know how to I know how to give interviews and all. I'm really nervous right now. And thank you very much, Femina.
Thank you, both Kangana and Rangoli. I have a few questions to ask, of course.
Yes.
So I'll go with you, Kangana, first, and we'll allow Rangoli to settle down for that interim. Kangana, you've been very vocal about the violence that you have suffered at the hands of certain industry folks, and you have also, spoken about the mental subjugation that at some point we are subjected to. What is it, when women are made to feel guilty about speaking up, when women are, are expected to stay politically correct at certain points? How do you deal with that? Because contending and dealing with emotional violence is very, very tough.
Yeah, I think, and this is one of the major things that we should target as today's women, and this whole perception of, moral police, that woman, the glorification of the sister, mother, selfless Indian woman who will do Agni Pariksha, and the one who sees her own good and her own, betterment only in the betterment of her husband or her father. That has to stop. It's very regressive. And I read Kalki's quote somewhere that, we women feel as human as a man. We are no different. And, we have the same flesh and blood. Our challenges are just the same. So to expect this larger than life, holier than thou sort of existence from us is not possible. We want to live for ourselves, and we as much want to make our own mistakes as a man does. We should not be, no one should have these larger than life expectations from us.
Right, and like I said, there is emotional violence that we see, which is not physically out there. What would you say to women who live with this day in, day out? Women who are subjected to it, women who have no way to speak up? Because I was reading about you and Rangoli, and so you've had a fairly conventional upbringing where you were in a way told that boys are slightly more important than girls are. So how did you break out of that? What was it that made Kangana and Rangoli so strong?
Well, the thing is that from my side, I don't know about Rangoli, but from my side, there was no acceptance to this fact that I am any less than anyone around me. So there was a certain discomfort that I felt growing up, that I'm not seen as I would want to be seen as. I'm seen as Rangoli. My parents have had a child before Rangoli who didn't make it. He was a boy and he died, I think, within 10 days of his birth. He was called Hero. So my parents could never really emerge from the loss of that baby boy. And when Rangoli was born, she was celebrated. Like, she was really taken care of, and there was huge celebrations. But when I was born, my parents, my mother especially, I think, couldn't come to terms with the fact that there's another baby girl. And how I know these stories with so much details, because every time a guest visited, and every time there was a gathering, they repeated this story in front of me, that how I was the unwanted child, And it's very hard to live in an environment where you're reminded, where you're constantly told that your existence, like you're a sort of fluke who just happens to be here, but are not meant to be here. I could never come to terms with that sort of environment, and I think that really explains why I just broke free in such an extreme way.
Extreme is what you think. We think very empowered. I'm now going to turn to Rangoli, who is now settled, I hope. Rangoli, tell me, there has been a very serious, severe episode of an acid attack with you. And मैंने जब और acid attack survivors से बात करी है, तो उनमें से कई ने ये कहा है कि हम पर acid फेंक के हमारे face को नहीं scar करने की कोशिश करी, हमारे confidence को scar करने की कोशिश की. But you prevailed upon all of them and you emerged much stronger. तो आप कुछ बताइए उसके बारे में, आपने कैसे उससे उस समय डील किया?
See, when this thing happened, so first of all, I was struggling for my life. As I told you that, you know, when this happened, so my the acid goes deep inside your skin, and if you don't get treated, then of course it attacks your organs also. So by that time, I was struggling for my life during the initial, you know, stage of this incident. So then later on, this psychological problems and, you know, this scar problem, it came later on. You know, of course, that's a big challenge to face. So yeah, of course, I had to face my physical pain and mental trauma which I went through at 22, 23, and then it's not like मैंने खुद ही सब कुछ कर लिया. Of course, my sister was there. So उसका जो inspiration मुझे मिला and the way she told me how world is outside and I have to, you know, take care of myself, and, you know, and also it is my own inner strength also, the way I projected myself to the outer world, that is also very important. But I think अभी मैं पहले से ज़्यादा confident हूँ. If you see, जो मेरा acid attack है उससे पहले जितनी मैं confident थी उससे ज़्यादा मैं अभी हूँ. Yeah, so because I know my you know, strength. पहले I think मुझे पता ही नहीं था मुझ में strength क्या है और मेरी weakness क्या है. Now I know what are my strength and what is my weakness, and moreover my family, my sister, my husband, my brother, everyone supported me, and now I am what I am today because of, I can say, because of my weaknesses or whatever. You know, actually my accident, it taught me a lot, you know.
And it made you much stronger.
Exactly.
The other thing I wanted to say, and it's very interesting because, I mean, when you have to reach Kangana, you have to first reach Rangoli. Yeah, so that's how it is managed.
Yeah.
But you know, the point I wanted to make is our perception is that when we see an actress's mother or her sisters, we expect them to be hovering around them, spoiling them, taking care of them. But I have heard, and you know, you've also spoken to us and given an interview where you said that you were looking at production. So where is it going to go from here on, Rangoli, for you?
See, of course, right now I'm managing Kangana, and I have bigger goals. I would like to produce and she would like to direct, so I'll take care of her direction. The way I'm taking care of her, like her work right now. So later on she will direct, I'll produce.
So that's sisterhood, yes. But I do believe that you have certain pillars of strength in your life, apart from the two of you. I would like you to name them and ask them to come up on stage.
Yeah, I think today on Women's Day, we definitely want to celebrate our boys as well. Our lives are not complete without them, and our father is not around, but my brother-in-law, Rangoli's life is, you know, extremely special, heroic, everything, but her marriage means a lot to her. And I mean, thanks to my brother-in-law, I really feel that it's because of him I know that real men do exist. So they've been in love since they were 15 or something, and he proposed to her, he helped her through her recovery, and he fought with the world to marry her, his parents, everyone, but they both haven't had a single fight as yet. I keep asking, you still haven't fought? And they dated for 4 years and they've been married for I think 3 years, and you still haven't fought? And she's like, no, you want me to lie? That we have fought when we don't fight. So, I mean, that's the kind of relationship they share. And I would like to call him here with us and unveil the cover with us. And my baby brother, who's a real hero as well.
I think the moment is here. All of us are extremely excited to... So may I now request Femina's cover stars, sisters Kangana and Rangoli, to please unveil the cover to all of us here today.
How was that?
Ladies and gentlemen, members of the media, before we open the questions out to you all, we have a very important question that we'd like to ask all of you all. What is your experience visiting the Reliance Digital store? Could you please pass the mics to them? We'd like to know this from all three of you all.
Well, I love gadgets, and I feel we do so many promotions and we come here very often, and it's always nice to visit this store.
It was nice to visit the store because I like, all my gadgets with me because you see everywhere, whenever I'm traveling, so I would like to have all the gadgets with me so that I can reply to all the calls, all the mails immediately. Thank you.
I'm like a child in a candy store here. So, women go to salons to, pamper themselves. I love going to gadget stores. And I pick up and look at every single gadget. And I love to be challenged by technology. I'm not technologically challenged. I like to be challenged by technology.
Well, in that case, if we are here at a store which is a one-stop destination for all your gadget needs, this question has to be asked. Which is your favorite gadget?
My favorite gadget is iPod speaker.
Mine is my phone.
My smartphone, I mean, it is my life. I do everything with it and around it.
Fantastic. Members of the media, I've asked my questions. The session is open to all of you all. We have mics in the audience. So anybody who'd like to?
एक्ट्रेसेस के प्रति जो चेंज आ रहा है बॉलीवुड में भी इंडस्ट्री में भी उसके ऊपर क्या कहना है?
I think definitely environment has changed. If you see in 80s and 90s, women were objectified hugely, and I always say that the guy who has thrown acid on Rangoli or people who do things like that, they think it's very heroic because their idea of heroism comes from movies, and this sort of stalker and tragedy-stricken obsessive lover is hugely glorified in films. And these rejected boys, I don't know why, but they identify a lot with that sort of tragic character. And we need to change the perception of heroes, and we need to change the perception of a good girl. Like a bad girl is the today's good girl. So we need to change that.
Congratulations for the amazing magazine cover.
Thank you.
Okay, and my question is, recently we saw a video जहाँ पे आपके body doubles की बात हो रही थी and you get panic and pissed. So exactly वो क्या हुआ था?
Well, the thing is that was I was shooting for a Reebok campaign, and I didn't want to use body double, so that was the conversation.
Alright, since you want to become a producer and you are a director, I want to ask you, would you ever want to make a biopic on Rangoli?
You know what, I told Rangoli, I said I want to make we were shooting in Arunachal Pradesh, and when this cover came out, I'm like, I want to make a story on you, and I want rights of your life. And she's like, shut up. And I'm like, I want to play you, I want to play me, I want to play everyone in the film. She's like, yeah, it will be a very big film. Flop ho jayegi, tum hi baith ke dekhna. So I want to know, but on a serious note, I think Rangoli's life is far more interesting than my life, thanks to my brother-in-law, who's been so madly in love with her from day one. Like, I have, no lover like that. So I think my life is not as exciting as Rangoli's.
Thank you.
कंगना, अगर रंगोली के ऊपर बायोपिक बनती है तो आपको क्या लगता है बॉलीवुड में ऐसी कौन सी एक्ट्रेस है जो इसका किरदार निभा पाएगी?
Me, only if she gives me the rights.
And what about your brother-in-law?
My brother-in-law? That's a good question. That I'll cast. That I'll cast.
So, किस तरह का चेंज आप देखती हैं बॉलीवुड में? आपने जब स्टार्ट किया था तब हीरो सेंट्रिक फिल्में हुआ करती थी, और अब क्वीन जैसी फिल्म आई है जहाँ पे आपने ही डोमिनेट किया था. तो कुछ जाना चाहेंगे आपसे, हाउ हैज़ द चेंज बीन?
Yeah, I think पहले जब मैंने स्टार्ट किया था तो this was a very prominent thing कि which film are you working on? Okay, say this film. And who's there? Like, I'm there. Like, who is there in the film? Like, who's the actor? Like, I am the actor. No, but who's the actor? Like, they don't consider you nothing. So they want you to come up with names, like a superstar name or things like that. So today that's not the case. If you say, this is the film I'm working on, so they're like, okay, fine. So I think that's a huge change because they don't even, like your existence in the film doesn't even matter. So I think that was a bit unfair.
और आपकी जो को कलीग्स हैं प्रियंका एंड दीपिका, दे आर मेकिंग बिग इन हॉलीवुड, तो क्या हम आपको देख सकते हैं आफ्टर बॉलीवुड इन हॉलीवुड?
Well, the thing is, to be honest, as far as the theatre business is concerned in the world, I was doing, after Queen, I went for this screenwriting course. In America, we were taught in business of cinema, we were taught how Asia is going to ascend to #1 place, and China is almost there. So as far as theatre business, I'm not talking about digital platform. Theatre business is concerned, we are where Hollywood was 10 years ago. So before theatre business comes to an end, we're going to have a blast in India. Asia is the future. So you'll see a lot more Asian actors in American television or American theatre, because everyone knows India is the future. So I would like to make films that I could cater to world audience, but my priority would always be the future.
क्योंकि आप और रंगोली इतनी सिमिलर हो, कभी ये आइडिया नहीं आया कि तनु वेड्स मनु रिटर्न्स में आप दोनों ही वो कैरेक्टर्स प्ले करते?
Well, the thing is, I don't know, Anandji should have thought about it. But Rangoli is not an actress. Rangoli is my manager, and she handles my work, and she's my sister. Though when I was doing Tanu and Datto, many people, in my straight hair, they always compliment me that I look a lot like Rangoli. And, but I don't think Rangoli wants to be an actress.
So yesterday there were reports that you are in two minds for doing Hansal Mehta's next. Is that true? Would you like to clarify?
No. I am very much, very much doing that film. I don't know where these reports come from.
Thank you.
How do you see yourself and the progress you have made in the 10 years? And now do you see yourself as a more confident actor? And second one is Queen is one film which will hopefully always be associated with devotees in the near future, if unless you surpass that. So how do you take that, and do you feel kind of burdened by Queen overtaking your whole career till now?
Well, I think Tanu Weds Manu has been far more successful than Queen if you talk about box office, and Datto's character is equally loved as much as Rani's character. So I don't fear that I would never be able to go beyond what I did in Queen. And your first question is, do I feel more confident? Yes, I do. I feel a lot more confident at this age than I did when I was a teenager or younger. And I think that's the best part of growing up or growing old, whatever.
So, who's that one woman in your life who inspires you to be unstoppable?
My sister.
How nice. And what about you, Rangoli?
My sister.
Well, on that
Thank
note,
you.
it's been an extremely inspiring and empowering afternoon having these three strong ladies right here with us. May I kindly request Kangana and Rangoli to please sign mugs for us. We had 3 mugs each that we'd like you to sign.